Welcome to the Dakota Digital Film Festival preview show. We are getting ready for Friday, April 25th, the third annual film festival here in Bismarck. And there are two components of the film festival. There's the daytime session from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. of workshops, student films, and that is free and open to the public. We just ask that you register. And you can do that by going online to dakotadigitalfilmfestival.org or calling 701-258-8767. However, if you're not registered, we're not going to turn you away. We'll just ask you to sign in at the front desk. And the second component to the film festival is the 7 p.m. evening films. These are the best films, best short films of the festival. It's really an event you do not want to miss. Tickets are $15 to get in, and you can get those also at the same website and phone number. And today we are lucky enough to have Patrick Hagarty Skyped into our studio, and he is the director of The Golden Ticket. The Golden Ticket is absolutely hilarious. It was a favorite of the selection committee, and we're really happy to have Patrick here to talk a little bit about it with us. So, visually, I mean, aside from the comedy and everything else, visually this film is amazing. It's got so much energy. It's got a high impact. What was your inspiration making this film?
Making the film. Well, my prior short was a thing called Dave versus Death. It was a bit of a dark comedy. And coming up with my follow-up idea, I mean, the kernel of the idea, I think I just pulled out of the ether, or perhaps one of those voices in my head whispered it to me. But I like the core concept, and I like the idea of doing a comedy. But unlike my last film, where it was a dark comedy, doing something that actually had a bit of a positive social message that had some value. When you put forth the effort to put something out there into the world for people to see, it's kind of it's nice that it could also have a bit of positive value. And in that, just sort of being what the Golden Ticket does. I mean, it's not preachy or anything, but it's just it's just a handy little reminder to maybe live your life as best as you can, and assert yourself, and not just fall into a groove.
Yeah.
But visually influences. I've been in the film business for about 15 years now, and so I've helped, and I've watched other people make their movies, and I like to think I've learned from the best, but also learned from bad directors as well, and just and really just watch and learn what the good films are and how they get made. And it's a lot of it is about pace, and even in terms of writing. Like, I write my own work as well, and I really believe in keeping a tight pace and a tight flow, especially in a comedy. I mean, if you want to do a long, slow burning drama, that's a different animal altogether. But in a comedy, I think a good pace is key. And I really just like to keep things moving and keep things minimal, and then also bring in the best and funniest actors I possibly can, which I'm lucky enough to have pretty decent access to, being in the business.
So all your actors were professionals already in the industry there?
Yes, I absolutely believe in not just hiring my friends to be actors. They're all union actors here in Toronto. Some of them do happen to be acquaintances and work friends. And Melanie Scrofano, who's in it, who's very funny. She was in my my prior film as well, in Dave vs. Death. Chris Siddiqui, who plays Raj, who's quite funny. I did work with him on a film about maybe 10, 12 years ago. And he's sort of an older friend, but also a very he's done a lot since I first met him. A lot of Second City, a lot of improv. They're all really highly experienced, funny people.
Yeah, they were both hilarious. And what have people's reactions been to the film? Have they laughed at the right spots, or what's the general reception?
It's been great. I had a lot of fun last fall, and even the early part of this year, traveling to quite a few festivals with the short. It's been great, and I love nothing more than to sit, in the back of an audience and watch them watch the film. And I watch it like a scientist, and I just, believe me, like, I notice, every little point where, where's this audience laughing? Where are they not? What are they missing?
So we should be Skyping you in, you know, put your head right next to the stage as the audience watches.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. But I generally I feel, you know, I've been in a lot of audiences where they're laughing all the way through, and I think it's I think that's a you know, a product of a byproduct of the successful pacing and, you know, and the great performances by the cast as well. Um, yeah, it's and I think that's key. You know, and as I watch my film as well and watch people laugh, I watch other people's as well, and I just find that, um, you know, with comedy, it's just that you can't really let there be much of a lull. You know, it needs a little ebb and flow. But what I like about the Golden Ticket is I think it's just got a really tight pace throughout, and always a good little tide of laughs throughout, even between little moments where he's pulling out a gun or whatnot.
Yeah. And the decision to have a voiceover narrator, did all that come in the scripting process then, before? Or was some of the stuff improvised? I mean, as well as like the comedy, were there a lot of improvisational moments, or was it all kind of in your head in advance before you?
Yeah, the narrator. That's interesting that you ask. The narrator was always there. I really like that moment at the beginning. It's kind of a Looney Tunes, like Wile E. Coyote moment, right, where he's screaming and then you just freeze frame, and it's a very funny moment, and there's a narrator very calmly just saying that he's having a bad day. I like that idea. That was always there. I wasn't sure what to do about the narrator, who to cast it. I was thinking of some great local actors I know with great voices. It was it was a friend of mine that was my DP at first. That he ended up dropping out, but actually he gave me that idea of making Carlo Rota, who plays the professor, the mysterious man on the bench, making him the narrator, which was a brilliant idea, which wasn't mine, which I'm always, as a good director, I'm always happy to, I think any good director is open to ideas from the good collaborators that he assembles. So, yeah, I really like that idea, kind of connected, because we toyed the idea that he might be kind of a mystical person and kind of a catalyst for the short, even though it turns out maybe he's not. No spoilers. But yeah, the idea was always there, and Carlo Rota, getting him in was such a stroke of luck, and he has such a fantastic voice and delivery that people respond really well to. So that also made it a very good fit.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite part in the film? Like this is the spot.
I like his first initial rampage when he's running around. You know, when he punches the hockey player and staples the guy and kisses the girl, and I like that a lot because it's I've made 2 comedies so far, but you know, for me, I feel like that's my action sequence. It's like a mini action movie right there. He's doing, and my lead actor Michael just enjoyed that immensely as well, because he's not. I mean, if you look at him, like he's fantastic. He's like a tall kind of John Cleese type. He's got the physical comedy, the funny walk. You know, he's very sympathetic, but he's not an action hero. So he just, believe me, like I don't think he's ever had the opportunity to punch a guy, shoot a gun. So he was just loving that, and you know, if I take something from the film and put it on a reel as well, I really enjoy that little sequence, that little action sequence. I find it really fun and funny, and has just a tight pace and good production value, and yeah, I enjoy that a lot.
Yeah, and it looked like everything was done on camera, and all the stunt. I mean, there wasn't animation and extra like special effects, or am I wrong there?
No, you're absolutely right. There wasn't one. In my last film, I did a few VFX. In this one, nope, everything was done on camera. Even when he shoots the shotgun, to my producers' dismay early. I mean, on a low budget project, often you'd do that. You'd have a fake gun, and you'd just do a muzzle flash in post, which is easy enough to do. I guess they're getting better, but you know, you can usually tell what that is. Anyway, I had just come off a TV show. I was working on a show called Nikita, a TV series as the second AD. I've worked as an AD for almost 15 years now. So
the hardest job by far on a film set. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, thankless and not exactly glamorous. Um, anyway, I have the luxury of having a lot of good colleagues and friends in the business that I can pull favors from. So I literally got the gun wrangler from Nikita and the special effects guy from Nikita to come out. So the gun guy, Peter Edmonds came out with a shotgun, some shells. Ted Ross came out from Nikita to do effects, and both it worked for free, which was just a fantastic feeling. I had a lot of great people come out and just donate their services, which is really it's nice to feel that support. Anyway, they came out and when you shoot a gun or have any kind of little explosive, like the special effects guy Ted, he blew the glass, right, and had a piece of glass beside the door, so we had a real shotgun shooting a blank, and a special effects guy with a little explosive hooked to the glass, the plexiglass, to blow that at the same time. When you do that, you have to bring out an ETF officer. He specializes in explosives just to keep things safe. That's not cheap. those guys don't come out for free. Anyway, the producers would have rather done it, sort of cheaply and with some effects and animation. But you know what? After working on union shows for so long, the big film and TV, I just to me, I guess it's just beaten into me. I'd like to do things like the big boys do it, like they do in the big shows. So, if I can work it out and pull some favors, that's the way I prefer to go.
Yeah, well done. And it's interesting that you had two different DPs because the style throughout is seamless. You cannot tell that there's any difference in the way it was shot and the style of the visual design of the film.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Arthur Cooper did a fantastic job shooting it. We shot on an Alexa, which is a great camera. We shot for 2 days, two kind of long, tough days. One day was really, really, really hot in the summer. It does get hot up in Canada once. We ended up having to drop a few things because we took time to make it look really good, and so we ended up having to drop a few scenes and having to pick them up on a pickup day. So I did. My good friend Anthony Ellis came out on a pickup day, and we shot some pickup shots outside. What we did was we saved a bunch of outdoor shots with our lead actor that were kind of simple, so we could put that together on another day, and it didn't cost us too much money. We just got our actor and some guys with the camera and a few of the props, and went out to the park and shot most of the stuff in the park, and in front of the office on a pickup day. And put that together as best as we could.
Yeah. So, looking forward into the future, where are you headed? What's the next project? Do you have things slated?
Yeah, of course. It's essential to have a bit of an arsenal of projects.
I mean, you don't need to talk about them if you're not ready to go public here with anything.
Oh no, I'm not shy at running my mouth and what I'm up to next. I have an application in for some funding for another short film that I'm actually pretty excited about, but I don't think that's really the wisest route for me to go career-wise. I have two short films. Golden Ticket, Day vs. Death did well. Golden Ticket's doing fantastically well right now. We won Best Short Film awards at the last 3 festivals we were at this year. We got a few more festivals coming up, including yours. So one more short film is not going to do much for me. So really, next I need to get a feature film going. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. I got a few features. I have an old one that I'm polishing. I have a new one that I'm writing. I'm working on 2 different levels. In this sort of business climate, you need to have a pretty low budget feature as an option, and then I have a bit of a higher one that I'm writing. I'm trying not to blab the idea out to too many people, but it's I'll say that I'm trying to keep it vague, but it's a supernatural hockey comedy, which is going to be fast.
It sounds perfect for Canada,
Yes, absolutely. I just can't tell you what the supernatural part is.
That's fine. Yeah. Then you'd have to kill me, and I definitely am enjoying life right now. Got to make it to at least see your film on the big screen here. I've only seen it on a computer, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it on the big screen and seeing the audience's reactions.
It's great on a big screen, big sound. Yep.
I really appreciate you coming on our show. Is there anything else that I missed that you wanted to mention about the film or your crew or the whole process?
No, not really. I hope you enjoy it. Really happy to be part of your festival. Like I said, I'm really pleased about the film. It's been doing very well. I'm really happy to share it with everyone I can. Once again, I do a lot of the film has a lot of me in it. I wrote it and directed and edited, and it's my baby. But I just always got to make sure to thank all my fantastic collaborators that I had, like my fantastic cast and DP and production designer and my producers and my wife that comes on and plays the part of a producer as well and picks up, fills a lot of holes and picks up slack. So
great. Well, I'm going to head upstairs and I'm going to watch the end of the credits again and wait for that surprise that you mentioned earlier. And for those of you who just joined us, or for those who have been watching, it's still not too late to get tickets for the Dakota Digital Film Festival. It is April 25th, Friday, 7 p.m. at the beautiful Belmehus Auditorium in downtown Bismarck. You can get tickets many ways. You can come down to Dakota Media Access. You can call 258-8767. You can go to dakotadigitalfilmfestival.org and use your credit card. Doesn't matter how you get tickets, you just got to be there. It's going to be an exceptionally fabulous show, a lot of great films, and we just had the pleasure of having Patrick Hagarty here, the director of The Golden Ticket, on with us, and we really appreciate his time, and you got to come see his film. All right, thanks for tuning in.
thanks, Jim. Have a great festival.
All right, you too.
And my girlfriend gave me the boot, and my landlord, he's in on it too, and my boss is a dick, he says they don't need me no more. Oh, but I got the golden ticket, I got the golden ticket, oh, I got the golden ticket. So you stick it.
And if you haven't got tickets yet, they are still available. They are $15, and you can get them by going to dakotadigitalfilmfestival.org or call 701-258-8767. April 25th, Friday night, at the Belmehus Auditorium, 7 p.m. Be there.
View this program again at freetv.org, on Community Access Channel 12, or order a copy, info@freetv.org or 258-8767.